Right, I'm checking to check it out. So, just a quick impromptu video. Not that I really plan my videos anyway, but it's basically going off the video I was talking about probably about a week ago or so. When I was talking about how people are in life and stuff like that, you know, and what it, I'm gonna take my hat off. Fucking bit hot. I think, but what I realized is someone made a fucking good comment. Someone said that um, it comes to overvaluing relationships with people and them undervaluing mine. Quite, you know what I mean? That's what that's what it comes down to. Basically, someone left a comment, yeah, and that made a lot of sense. So what I realized is I was overvaluing my relationship with a lot of people, all right, and in turn, when I realized that certain people weren't who they were, you know, it kind of confused me and was like, oh, hang on a minute, like what's this about? Like, fucking hell, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it come down to me overvaluing my relationship with people, you know, and I think that's where the problem has lied for me for a while, because you can, again, when I talk about relationships, I'm talking about, I'm not about just like, being together as a man and woman. I'm talking about friendships, relationships, whether it's with your family or a friend or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, right? I'm not talking about boyfriend, cause I'm not gay, but yeah. So it comes down to that's what it comes down to, and what I realize is that a lot of times, I think that's what I do wrong the most. I overvalue certain things. I'm not saying I've always done that, because there's been many a times where I've been with people and I've undervalued their relationship feelings towards me. So I'm not saying it's always been one way. I'm not playing the victim, not at all. Because looking back, I understand it. I've done that to people before, to good people, and in turn, whether you believe in karma or not, I don't know. But in turn, it's happened. It happens to me. Well, it's happened quite a lot to me. I'll probably go as far as say 85 towards me, and 15% the other way, like me doing to other people. So yeah, I'll go as far as to say that. Again, this is not no pity party, but you just think to yourself, I like to help people, I like to better people. People that know, people that care for, that people that I'm with, exactly, etc. That's what I like to do. That's what comes naturally to me, and you find that you can teach people, you can show people certain things, right? And in the end, it seemed like people just take, and then whenever the situation stops, they fuck off, and it's just like, hang on a minute, I've just given you all this time, I've helped you out, I've looked out for you, and you just disappear. It's like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, for example, now I used to go out with a girl. She's 10, I think she's about 10, 11 years younger than me at the time, right? And she was a nice girl. She was a nice girl, quiet. Not really quiet, but she's quiet. The kind of girl that you'd want. You know what I mean? I'm not into no loudmouth bitch, man. They're just irritating the fuck. But anyway, and I used to tell her things to better. I used to tell her like genuine things to better herself. You know what I mean? Like she don't like sometimes she'd walk where she'd walk like the way she'd walk sometimes she'd walk like hunched over, like head down kind of thing. So that looks like it makes you look not confident to people. It makes you look non-confident. It makes you look a little bit shy, that kind of thing. And I used to always tell her, I said, listen, like I said to her, listen, lift your head up, put your chest out, and and walk that way, be that way everywhere, right? Because she used to tell me about how people will try to take the piss with her with the certain things at work and shit like that. And I think I said to her, look, sometimes it's the way you gotta look at sometimes the way you come across, not just in work but in life. If you're just a quiet one, head down, walking hunched over, people will see it immediately, and they'll probably try and take advantage of that. I always just tell her, say, listen, walk with your head up, chest out, yeah. Always used to drill that into her. You know what I mean? I used to tell her, because obviously at that age she was like 19 when I met her, right? And she didn't know anything about life, bro. You know what I mean? She didn't know anything about life. I told her a lot of things about people, bro. How people are, how people work, and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? And, that's just who I am. That's just what I do. That's what look out for people. I used to tell her a lot of things, and she learned a lot of things from me. You know what I mean? Which you should do. You shouldn't be going out with somebody that older, and not learn anything. Of course not. That's shit. I wouldn't be. I'd be useless if that was just the case. So we used to tell a lot of things about life and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, and she realized it. Like she come across, like she started to know certain things that she never knew before. About life. You know what I mean? Like, what to watch out for, how people are, what people, how people do this and that. And a lot of the time, more time than not, she'll come back and say, you know what, you were right about this, that, blah, blah. Yeah, man, because I'm trying to help you out here. You know what I mean? And this, that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? And again, when that, when that relationship comes to an end, it's just like, okay, you've took all that from me. Now you've gone. Now what? It's like people just take, and just don't give a fuck. Like. People talk about like obviously I was going through a lot of shit last year. Still I'm going through a lot of shit. And people talk about how people say they care and all this bullshit, and like, no you don't, because no you don't. Like people, if people. Like if I don't speak to certain people, bro, or whatever, like I'll get a message back or whatever. Someone said, how you doing? You okay? I'm like, well, what's okay? You know what I mean? Like, what's okay? Okay is a vague question, which requires a vague answer, because but whatever. And like, oh yeah, I was just checking in to see if he was all right. Now you weren't checking in at all, because before that, you knew what was going on, right? You knew what was going on from ages ago. From sometimes I used to post stuff on WhatsApp or whatever. Just because you're not speaking, it's like, because you're not speaking to that person, bro. Like, just because you don't speak, like, just because we don't speak, like, if you really cared, you just check in anyway. You would check in and see how it was anyway, irrespective if you speak or not. You know what I mean? I've dealt with people from before. Like, I'm talking about from people I've dealt with from before, bro. Like years ago. You know how people do, bro. You know how people are. People get bored and like people text you or whatever, Hey, how you doing? You know, you tell them like, oh, yeah, I'm going through, just lost my best friend, blah blah blah, going through some shit at the minute, blah blah blah. Okay, and like they'll, and like I'll check in with them. I say, how you doing? How was things, whatever, blah blah blah. And like, yeah, and conversation will happen, and they were like, oh yeah, are you okay? How you doing? You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, yeah, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I was just checking in on you. No, you weren't, because if I didn't message you before that, you would have checked in. You wouldn't have been checking in to see if I was okay. So people are fucking a lot of fake people out here, bro. Like, this is why I don't listen to a lot of people. People say a lot of things, but they mean fuck all, right? Women, especially women, bro. Women are the worst for that. Women will say, mate, the amount of women I've had, bro, who've said, how much they love me and all this stuff, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And then like, then what? Like, you just don't like. Okay, so you drift apart, and then you just don't speak at all. Like, hang on a minute, like, how do you say that? How do you say all that to somebody, and then you just disappear for months on end? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, women are the worst for that. That's why I don't listen to any, bro. I don't listen to any woman, because as the saying goes is, women love men differently than how men love women, and that's just a fact. That's just a fact. That's why I don't listen when women say all that shit to me. I don't listen to it. I hear it, but I don't listen. There's a difference between hearing and listening. I don't listen to the bullshit, because that's what it is. It's bullshit, bro. That's how women try to suck you in, bro. By saying these things, they'll suck you in by saying them things. And the one thing, and let's say one incident happens, and like you split up or something like that, you don't hear anything from that person again. You could be dead or dying, mate. You won't hear a peep out of that person, bro. You can split up in amicable terms, bro. Amicable. A woman would have told you this and that. And again, you don't hear a rat's ass from them, bro. Don't hear nothing from them. This is why I don't give a this is why I don't ever rely on women. I don't rely on women. I used to use, going back some years ago now, I used to try and fill the void in certain things with women, but I don't do that no more, because I learned why I was doing that. All right, I learned why I was doing this. So I stopped doing that from years ago. And this is why that's why I don't rely on women like that. I don't, because women come and go, bro. They come and go. Right? And that's why when my best friend died last year, yeah, that signified that signified when I was truly alone in life, right? That's when it signified it. That was put the stamp on it, bam. That's it. Now you're alone, motherfucker. Don't hear no one say, oh, I don't hear no woman say, oh yeah, you're not alone because you got me. Bullshit. Because if something happens, bro, no matter whose fault it is, whether it's the guy's fault or the woman's fault, if something happens, bro, they're gone. You don't hear a rat's ass from them, bro. But they're the same people who tell you, oh, I'm there for you for whatever. No bullshit. Don't ever listen to women when they say that, because it's bullshit, okay? And that's what makes me think. I look back now and think, I'm so glad. You see, this is really weird for me to say this though, but it's so true. I'm really glad. No, I'm glad that of the trauma that I suffered as a kid growing up, because it helped me through situations. Now, what trauma I'm talking about? I'm talking about when I was like 9 years old, up about 9 years old upwards to about, I don't know, when did she leave? When did my mom leave her boyfriend? Probably about 15, something like that. I was fucking isolated, bro. I was isolated in the household for years. Yeah, I was isolated. Yeah, because that fucking cunt of a man made my life a living hell. How can you make a child's life a living hell? But anyway, I became isolated, so I had to. All the times I was locked away in my bedroom. Yeah, I was, I was forced to enjoy my own company. I was forced to like my own company. I was, you know what I mean? I was forced into doing that. Right? I had no choice. If you in your room all fucking night, but you only can come out for breakfast and you only come out for dinner and lunch or whatever, and for a piss. What, all you got is your thoughts. You're not even allowed the TV on. So again, even though it's weird me saying this, and I never thought I would, but I'm lucky I went through that, because that helped me realize that I can work well within my own company. I don't need to rely on anybody, right? Because people come and go. People will be here 1 minute. It will be your best friend, your best partner 1 minute, bro, and they'll go for no reason. So they'll be gone for whatever reason. They'll be gone. Yeah. So I've learned that that's why I'm capable of being by myself. I can enjoy my own company, because if I didn't, I'll be relying on other people. I'd always be relying on needing someone there, needing someone over there, right? And if I was to do that and not have that, because I'll be a wreck. I don't know where I would be, to be honest. I'll probably be dead by now, because I wouldn't be able to take it mentally. So that's the only good thing that's come about that fucking abuse. Part of the abuse. Again, that's just part of the abuse, what I'm talking about, what happened before. That's the only good thing what come about that. You know what I mean? Because people are just full of the shit at the end of the day. And again, I guess it's just a fault of my own, really, to be fair. I guess it's a fault. That's how I am. That's how I am to a fault. I seem to overvalue a lot of people. Way more than they overvalue me. Maybe one day someone I may meet somebody that like I said, I've made mistakes before. I've made mistakes of undervaluing people before, and they overvaluing me. I've made a mistake, so hopefully, since I've had both sides of the field now, hopefully one day, whether it's a friendship or relationship, hopefully one day I can, meet somebody who values who values me as much as as much as I value them. And that'd be great one day if that happens, I'm not saying my best friend Joey, the one who died. I'm not saying he didn't undervalue me, because I know he valued my relationship well. I know that. And that's what really fucked me up, bro. You know what I mean? I have all these fake, phony people around, bro. You know what I mean? He was a realest person I've come across, bro. And unfortunately, unfortunately, I only had a friendship with him for a few years, but, and on his funeral, right? Obviously, he had the wake, when you go for the wake after the funeral. I was ready to leave anyway, because I can't say, I don't like going to them things. I don't like them. They make me feel really uneasy. So I was about to leave anyway, so I just stepped outside. And then one of Joey's friends come up to me. Like someone I met through him, actually, you know what I mean? And like, he just come up to me and said, you know what? We just had a quick talk. And he said that, what did he say to me? He said that Joey thought a lot of you, you know. And when I heard that, bro, like, man, like that fucking choked me up, bro. Like that had me choked up, man. Like I had to leave. Lucky I was leaving, but I had to fucking leave, mate. You know what I mean? Not because I didn't want to seem like I'm such hard man that I was gonna sit there and shed tears. Man, I'll shed tears, man. I don't give a fuck about that. But when I heard that, bro, that choked me up, man. That choked me up because I know how people are, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of people undervalue other people, bro. We live in this disposable society where people think they give a shit. People really think, people pretend to give a shit, but don't give a fuck about you, really. They don't give a fuck about you. So you gotta really find out who these people are, bro, who do give a fuck about you and keep them fucking right there. Make sure you see them. Make sure you keep them on side, man, because a lot of people don't give a fuck about you, bro. A lot of people don't. A lot of fake people out there. A lot of words people want to spout out, yeah, just to make you feel good or whatever. No, that shit don't make me feel good, bro. I can see through that bullshit. I see through it, man. I see through the fucking actions, right? Through your actions, through your actions. I see through your bullshit. So yeah, so when I heard that just choked me up, man. I thought, fuck, you know. I actually met somebody who, you know, who valued my relationship with them as much as I value theirs. And, you know, those people don't come along too often. You know? So here, you know, so here I am. You know what I mean? Here I am alone. But again, luckily the trauma that I went through can make me get through these kind of periods. You know what I mean? Anyway, with that, anyway, I'm gonna make a move, and with that, I'm out.